right? And so, this one right here, I was like, man, I know it's an inside job. I was like, hey, I got some lawyer friends, and I was like, hey, just write a letter. And then 4 months later, right? This was today. One of my emails is back on September 8th. I was like, hey man, it's massive fraud, blah, blah, blah. They asked me, did I change and my password and all this other stuff. And I was like, they were trying to divert it. And then today, months later, after they got my information, they gave me a one-time courtesy for my inconvenience. They added 40,000 Blanco bucks and added, some of my high dollar Blancos back into my wallet on their platform, which I'm still not able to move them out, right? But it's supposedly secure. So this doesn't happen a lot for other people. Sometimes when your crypto get lost, a lot of people just charge it to the game. All right. And I'm looking at the comments to make sure that y'all can hear me, right? Because I'm sharing my screen, so I don't see
we can hear you. Yep, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
All right, cool. So that's just an experience, right? To share with the mastermind. All right. And so going through, I'm working on January 2023. Rhoda's working on it. Nick is working on it. Mike and Brandon, Maurice possibly. Everybody is planning out the next month. And day traders, they really don't. They just go in the market and they react level to level. That is the trader. But other guys that, for me, providing a report, it gives me insight. So I got a list of notes that I was taking, because I go through and I'll spend 2, 3, 4 days going through notes and mastermind. So the stuff that goes into the report, Nick, he looks it up, but then I'll provide him information. All the members provide him information. So, for one individual to go through all this is going to take a lot of time and resources, which, that is one of the reasons the report, it helps out. But if people are not looking at it, they're kind of, missing the point of having all these resources around you that's saving you time. So the mastermind report is designed to save you time. We pick out what's important. One of the things that we have is, Chinese stock market is going to be in January, and it becomes volatile for the Chinese markets and also for our markets. And so this year is happening at the end of January, in the beginning of February, which if we understand that every year the Chinese New Year creates volatility in the stock market, that is a trading tip, right? And that is something that I plan into the mastermind report, right? I look into, which days historically it's been down in January, which ones have been up, and then I'll have that. So now I'm just, I'm trying to get from 50-50 to 70-80 or 80-20, get my odds up higher of taking trades. And then we have the World Economic Forum. Here's your Illuminati meeting, and a lot of shit goes down at this meeting. And a lot of people, we talk about the Illuminati, we talk about the World Economic Forum, we talk about IMF, and then people never go to the site. And so the IMF, they'll give you their outlook of what's going to happen and what are they planning on. So, it says global inflation is forecast to rise in 2021, 8% in 2022, but decline 6.5% in 2023, and to 4.1% by 2024. So if we're declining, when we talk about that the next year that you want to be buying, right? Because things should flatten out, and we should be buying at the low, right? We don't just say that and be like, oh well, we just guessing. It's based on reputable research that we've done, which a lot of other groups, and they don't have the time or the understanding, right? The guys that asked me to teach on the market cycles are guys in different groups, right? Where, here they're willing to pay $5 and $6 grand to understand, how we produce a report. And I was like, you know what, let me just give it to the mastermind, because at the end of the day, I know how much work it takes. It takes a lot of work for all of us to work together. So, you know, some of the things that, you know, I read on a daily are, you know, I look at the end of the year. I look for all these different market predictions every year. And there's different, you know, sites that I go to. The reason, and that's why today I just put in a newsletter. I was like, you know what, you know, the guys read it, but they still got to be organized to maintain the information year after year after year. So all these stock market predictions for 2023, talking stocks, equity market, BlackRock, this one go over a lot of people's head, right? They don't see it in this newsletter and they think it's just, I just saved them thousands of hours if they were, you know, really trading, to actually give them, here's some of the things in the mastermind report that I'm just giving them the links so they can go look at it. But a lot of people, they look over it. You know, even here, the seasons of the year affect the stock market. It's like, you know, it has years of historical data behind it. So another thing, you know, every time we do their mastermind report, I put this plan together, or we collectively put this plan together. I go back to the year before and say, hey, I used the Missouri report last year. I used the, I did the master class. I had the 2022 plan workbook. I had grayscale. I had arcane summary. I had block research. I use all these resources to forecast the markets. And even some of my teaching topics, I put it into, you know, my last year folder. So now I go back and it's like, all right, you know, I want to make sure that people know. Top mastermind notes in 2022, right? And this, I did a class the day before that year, all right, the year started. And so I had all those notes and I can go back and look at them. You want to have that for your trading journal. All right. Man, this is a master class in an hour that I'm giving y'all. All right. So, and Rhoda, this was not duplicatable. So in the notes, just give it to them. People in DCG will have it.
I didn't hear that, Jamar. Say that again.
I said, don't make this one duplicatable.
Okay.
Like, it's viewable only.
Okay.
All right. So this way, the guys in the mastermind have it, and y'all can, you know, say these resources. So even if you go in, you know, you guys get our report, and I basically want to take this report and just keep it for the mastermind stuff that we have. You know, I don't think we're going to have a mastermind report in 2023 going forward for outside. Like, you know, it's not going to be available for nobody to buy. I'm taking that away and just keeping it for guys in the mastermind. But this BlackRock, right? They come out with a report, market outlook for 2023. We talk about BlackRock, we talk about IMF, the Monetary Fund, we talk about the World Economic Forum, you know, all these guys that are supposed to be running the world, you know, when they come out with reports and they're on their sites, we need to read it because all the answers are in the book, right? So if we want to know if we think inflation are going up and down, right? You know, BlackRock has been defensive, right? They've been defensive, and you know, they talk about inflation, election, you know, their projections. And so I've read all this, you know, average US stock returns following the recession, right? Giving us that information. So if we're going through recession now, or if we're done with it, we know that there's going to be a 40% increase historically 3 years after.